Hi Jack. Hey Jack, tell us why Pasir Ris 8 will be a very popular project.
Well, I believe it's due to two main reasons. Okay, one of them is the demand, which later we will talk more about it. And the next thing is the location itself. Because if we take a journey down to Pasir Ris itself, you'll realize that White Sands Shopping Centre is a very popular shopping centre. And what's beside White Sands Shopping Centre? Beside White Sands, there is the Pasir Ris MRT station. And beside the Pasir Ris MRT station will be Pasir Ris 8 itself, an integrated development.
Before we proceed further, right, maybe you want to tell us more about your experience, what are the projects that you have been involved recently?
In terms of experience, if I'm going to think back, it's like a history lesson for myself. If I'm going to just think back, I actually started in the industry about almost 13 years ago. And I have been in the projects about coming to 10 years.
Wow.
Because I started with resale, and I went into project and new launches. And I did a wide range of launches with different developers. Of course, the recent few since last year was Penrose at Aljunied area, One Pearl Bank, which was actually the location where the old Pearl Bank Apartments is. And of course, not forgetting the recent few mega launches like Momentum Park, Claiborne at Clementi, Key Residences at Sunset Way.
Wow! So today we got someone who is so experienced in new launches to share more insight with us. Okay, so Jack, you mentioned just now that this will be an integrated development. So maybe some of our viewers here, right, they doesn't know what is an integrated.
That's a very good question.
So is it the same as a mixed development?
Well, generally speaking, sometimes they might be confused between a mixed development and an integrated development. Let's look at what a mixed development is first. So a mixed development will normally consist of residential units as well as what we call a retail and a commercial component together with it. And the difference between the integrated development and the mixed development is the integrated development would have the residential, would have the retail and commercial component, and the most important thing is that the integrated development will be seamlessly connected, or I would say integrated with a MRT station and a transport hub, together with community spaces.
In the whole of Singapore Island, how many such projects do we have right now?
Wow, that's a very challenging question, which I want to show everyone from this diagram. As you can see from this map, there's a total of 13 integrated developments found in Singapore. For example, Bedok Residences, that's just above the Bedok bus interchange. Then we have the Centris, which is at Boon Lay, which is the Jurong Point Shopping Centre. So I can go on to name the different integrated developments, but have a look at this map and you can see the 13 integrated developments. Is it a lot? Well, actually, it is not a lot.
Since it's so rare, right? So am I right to say that even the rentals or in the future resale, I will command a 20% more than the surrounding projects?
Wow, I think in terms of rent, the first things first, we have to look into the mindset of a tenant. So if today you are a tenant and you are looking for a place to rent, what would be the few criteria which you have in mind?
Near MRT,
yeah.
Near amenities,
yes.
Convenience.
And what you said is actually correct. Actually, a lot of tenants also will look at the amount they are paying, whether is it worth the dollar. So for example, if you're going to pay an X amount of monthly rental, as a tenant, would you want to be near, or I would say walking distance to MRT station? Definitely. And imagine if you are a tenant, in the middle of the night, you are feeling a bit hungry and you want to buy something. Imagine how convenient it is to just walk downstairs and buy something.
Wow, so they don't have to use Grab anymore.
I doubt they will have to. I doubt they will have to.
In fact, I've served 2 landlords in Watertown, Punggol. Actually, we hardly has any vacant units there. As soon as the tenant move off, right, the next tenant will come in already. So usually we'll rent out in one viewing.
I totally agree with you because that is exactly the case. Anyway, I'm going to show you a chart, for all our audiences and our friends out there. So from this chart, if you take a look, it will show you how integrated developments are always a front runner in terms of highest rental and in terms of high transaction volume for rental.
There was so many launches now and then, across Singapore. So when was the last launch Pasir Ris actually has?
Well, actually, if we were to look at Pasir Ris itself, the last launch was Casa Almer, if I remember correctly. It's within Pasir Ris itself, and it was launched in 2019. And if we're gonna look even before that, the last launch was actually a development called Coco Palms. Coco Palms actually TOP'd in 2019, and it is a development that is more than 900 units. That is why if you are asking about any supply within Pasir Ris itself, I would say it's almost zero.
So what is the price trend now in Pasir Ris?
Wow, that's actually a tough question, Amos, about the price trend in Pasir Ris. So let me show the audience or our friends out there this chart. And this shows the figure of Pasir Ris planning area from April 2011. So I will always see the history in the last 10 years. Because to me, it is very important that we have to see whether this area or this planning area itself will make money in general. Will the price increase in general? So let's look at the trend. In 2011 all the way up to April 2021, there was actually an overall growth of 42.69%. And what is that yearly? This figure comes up to a yearly growth of 3.59%.
Now is the golden question that all our viewers are waiting for. If I were to purchase a unit at Pasir Ris 8 today, will I make money?
Wow, Amos, this is actually one of the hardest questions to answer, because if I'm able to answer this question, I'm like a fortune teller. Before we make any commitments into the property market or to buy anything, I always look at figures. So to answer this question, I've actually compiled a full integrated development report for our consumers and our friends out there. So if you are interested to find out more, you can click on our link below and we will send you a free copy of this integrated development report, so you can tell whether it will be a low-risk investment or a high-risk investment.
One last question, is it true that it is cheaper to buy a unit during a VVIP preview?
Well, Amos, today you have been asking me a lot of tough questions. This has always been a question that my friends, my relatives, and even my customers would ask me. From what we see historically, if we look at the charts, if we look at the numbers, during the VVIP preview period, or we would say the preview launch time, is when the price will be one of the most attractive. Because the reason is simple. The developers want good results, good sales results at the start. So if you are the developer, how would you price your units at the start? Would it be more competitive, or would you price it extremely high?
Thank you, Jack, for your insightful sharing today. And dear viewers, so if you are really keen in Pasir Ris 8, do click on the link below to get your VIP passes. And this is 𝐴𝐻𝐿.
And I'm Jack Wee.
And signing off.
Bye.